Alright, my name is Mico Santos. I am a painting major.
And where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia.
Can you give us a little bit of background information about your family?
Well, yeah, both my parents were originally from the Philippines. They moved over here. So I'm a first generation living, born and raised in the United States. They're really hardworking people. My dad's always kind of like worked out of town, so I didn't necessarily see him a lot. He's always been a hard worker. My mom too. Always working full time in a convenience store. So I didn't necessarily get to see him a lot growing up. So the one person who was always there with me was my sister, and she pretty much supported me throughout my childhood.
So what have you been working on at ODU?
Well, lately I've recently gotten into painting. I'm working with larger than I've ever worked with portraits, about 3 by 4 feet tall. So the painting, what's it? You have these figures, a series of figures surrounded by white empty space. They're done relatively hyper-realistically, and they all have this it's quite pretty much defensive look. Well, what my paintings are about, people around, especially my age, I'm 23 years old, we're moving out of our parental constraints. So it's always an awkward phase that we all go through, I think. So, you know, how does that make us feel? There are times when especially when I'm alone, I tend to blank out and don't really know who I am because I spent all my life believing that my mom was right or my dad was right or anything they believed in was correct. And, you know, especially with nowadays, social media has been such an influence to us. You know, we have these smartphones and we're always on texting, Instagram, Facebook, always documenting our lives. We have the freedom and option to do whatever, like show ourselves, represent ourselves however we please. For someone like me, I kind of got myself consumed there to where I kind of pick stuff that maybe who I want to be. After that, I kind of got lost into it, and eventually I kind of realized that without that, I don't necessarily know who I am. So these paintings kind of represent this threshold that we go into, this white space representing our inner selves and this unknown place to where, you know, we don't know who we are. And we're trying to figure that out.
What are your plans for after you graduate?
Well, after I graduate, I'm actually doing my second concentration is going to be in teacher preparation. I plan on being a teacher sometime, hopefully the minute after I graduate. So that should be what I'm doing. We gotta disconnect ourselves sometimes, because if we spend all this time with other people, it's really hard to hear yourself. And I think the only way to do that is really to disconnect yourself, to take a break from all this busyness, friends, family, significant others, to just take the time to listen to yourself. And I think if you can do that, if you could talk to yourself and be comfortable with yourself, then you figure it out. Alright guys, my name is Mico Santos. I'm part of a show called No Vacancy. It opens April 25th. Be there.